Hello everyone, it's Hanafuda. A few days ago I put out a video where I did a race at Lowe's, or Charlotte as it's known today. Um, just wanted to show you my playing the game, doing some commentary, giving you my raw reactions. Perhaps my "move it old man" line will become a meme one day, of the at least semi-decent legendary sort. Not sure, but this time around I thought I'd just do a regular race commentary, the sort of things that I'm used to. So, yeah, hopefully this race is interesting. I just finished it up right now, and I have no idea what actually happens in it. Won't spoil it for you. But yeah, let's just go through the basic motions, the sorts of things that I start every video with. Well, I have over the past few years, and by that I mean 5-6 years ago, as I keep alluding to. One last thing, if you've made it this far in the video, as of recording, there are still 7 spots left in the AAA Cup Series, and the faster we get those spots filled, the faster we can get going with the series. I plan to maybe do 1 or 2 preseason races. I think that, yeah, I remember doing that last time for the 2018 series, and that was the time when I had to cancel it because the game stopped working for me. So I'm still debating whether I'll do the preseason races, but either way, we can get started with having your names on the cars, because for now we're dealing with, just the names that are the default names, the actual drivers from 2003, maybe a bit from 2002 or whatever. So here at Las Vegas, not sure if I mentioned that actually. I'm doing a race at Las Vegas. We've got Bill Elliott on the pole, starting alongside Todd Bodine. We've got Tony Stewart and the GOAT. Yes, we're going to keep referring to him as the GOAT. We got Michael Waltrip and Jeff Green. We got Jamie McMurray and Sterling Marlin. Mark Martin, Johnny Benson, Dave Blaney, Boris Said, John Andretti, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Casey Mears, Ryan Newman, Rusty Wallace, Kurt Busch, Robbie Gordon, Elliott Sadler, Ricky Craven, Bobby Labonte, Greg Biffle, Kyle Petty, Ricky Rudd, Joe Nemechek, Kerry Earnhardt, Jeremy Mayfield, Kevin Harvick, Terry Labonte, Mike Skinner, Ward Burton, Steve Park, and rounding up the field, Jack Sprague and Jimmy Spencer. So, 27 laps around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Obviously my home track. I haven't been able to go to a race in a while. I think I might have gone in 2021? Probably 2019. Don't quite recall it that much. But as you can see, the GOAT is quite excited to get going at his home track, of course. It's a bit quiet, actually. Yeah. It sounds a bit quiet. Maybe just because I have the volume turned down. I'm not sure. Not quite sure if turning up the volume is going to be my best bet here. I'm sure the home crowd is loving that. It's possible that most of the city of Las Vegas actually hates the GOAT. Green flag is out. We're underway here. Bill Elliott with an excellent start there. We can't say the same about Todd Bodine. The GOAT is going to cream cracker past him heading into turn 1 there. Todd Bodine reduces the outside. Look at Tony Stewart right behind him. It's really wide in the back already. Todd Bodine gets sent into the wall. Typical Tony Stewart move, it's looking like. Things unsettled a bit for Todd Bodine, but he had a pretty terrible start. And it hasn't done Tony Stewart any good to get on Bodine's bad side the way he did there. But as you can see, the GOAT's taking the lead. In the back of the pack, we're having some 3-wide action. Look at Jeff Green and Mark Martin, who've taken 3rd and 4th. Good stuff there. Michael Waltrip crosses the line in 5th. Tony Stewart here being shown as 4th, but he's actually down in 7th position. Losing 6th to McMurray, who gets past Waltrip as well. Dave Blaney on Tony Stewart's inside as well. It seems that the GOAT is going to be running away with this race. Bill Elliott up in 2nd. Mark Martin 3rd. Jamie McMurray 4th. Jeff Green 5th. Jamie McMurray clearly trying his best to move up the field. Doing an excellent job, I should say. Jeff Green, meanwhile, not sure what's happening to him. But look at Dave Blaney as well. I think that this is one of those tracks, again, where the inside is preferable. Actually, I should bring that up. I think that I feel like on this game the inside line is preferable for passing. I think like when you get boxed in on the outside, it's just not good for you, especially at the restricted play tracks. I wanted to do a race at Daytona night. I actually recorded it, but I don't think it was very interesting or entertaining. Hopefully this action here is quite a bit entertaining. You can see Jamie McMurray again. I forget where he started, but he's found his way into third now. Mark Martin having himself for fourth, and now he's under pressure from Dave Blaney, who moves to the inside. Tony Stewart, I think, nudging Jeff Green out of the way into turn one there. Dave Blaney trying to make a move stick. Mark Martin on the outside line, managing to maintain fourth position though. Now Dave Blaney's probably going to have to be dealing with Tony Stewart heading into turn three. Lap four right now. Dave Blaney to the outside line. That's not working very well for him. Neck and neck towards the line. I think Tony Stewart's just going to beat him there. Not quite sure. I don't think the positions are updating properly. It's showing that Tony Stewart's in fifth and Dave Blaney's in sixth, so I believe that's what we're looking at. Jamie McMurray running away from the field, but obviously has a long ways to go from Bill Elliott and the Goats. Take a look at the Goat. Crossing the line right now, and you can gauge how close Bill Elliott is. Right on board with Elliott here, and that's the Goat already in turn two. Sometimes Spectator gives you some decent views of the field. As you can see right now, Tony Stewart is trying to make a move on Mark Martin. Dave Blaney's right behind, giving him a bit of a push. That's Dave Blaney to the outside line alongside Mark Martin. Alongside, right behind. Again, side by side, crossing the line. I think Tony was just slightly beaten, but into turn one here, he's going to make that move stick. Dave Blaney's going to attempt the same. Again, running nearly neck and neck down the back stretch into turn three. Dave Blaney going in much deeper. God, it's so easy to make innuendos. Looking like the number 6 car is going to find itself in 6th place. Now let's have a look here at the Goats laps. Look how consistent those are. 32.6, 32.8, 32.8, 32.7, 32.6, 32.6. It's so clean, crisp. Another 32.9. Very good stuff. As the Goat enters turn one, Elliott crosses the line. Here's McMurray crossing the line now. Tony Stewart 4th, Dave Blaney 5th, Mark Martin 6th. And that's John Andretti making a move. Obviously, Andretti's had to get by Jeff Green, and Matt Kenseth is doing the same. Green showing very little resistance here, but Martin, on the other hand, demonstrating it. That outside line is just not working for him. Andretti has the inside into turn three, and I think he's going to make the move. Again, that inside line just doing wonders for the people occupying it. That's a another 32.8 from the Goat. Of course, it's closer to 32.9, but I mean, yeah, look at these lap times. Excellent. Consistently lapping about 0.6 seconds or so, maybe 0.3 faster than Bill Elliott. Second fastest car on the track. Third fastest, as you can see, is Tony Stewart, who finds himself in 4th. And look at that, making a move on Jamie McMurray, who only has the 6th fastest lap, actually. McMurray showing a lot of pace early in this race, but Tony Stewart clearly has more. So he's going to gobble up 3rd position. McMurray might even fall victim to Dave Blaney here. You can't count out Dave Blaney. He's also been doing an excellent job. Those Jasper engines clearly just heavily souped up, providing results. You can see the 2 Penske cars, Rusty Wallace and Ryan Newman, have also gotten past Jeff Green, who on the other hand is just having a torrid time. Still in the top 10 here, but he's under pressure from Johnny Benson. I bet you $2 silver that Johnny Benson's gonna make a move on Jeff Green eventually. Penske cars battling for 8th position, I believe. Something like that. 9th position. That's Mark Martin in 8th. Matt Kenseth has 7th. John Andretti 6th. Dave Blaney 5th. Jamie McMurray 4th. And Tony Stewart 3rd. We're going to ride on board with Stewart here and see if we can find Elliott in the distance. There he is. About to enter turn 1 here before Stewart can make it to the start-finish line. Nice for Elliott. Just barely see the GOAT entering turn 3 right there. See if we look at the GOAT's long times. GOAT's car looked a little bit unsettled there. A 33.7. That's 9/10 of a second off the pace here. I think the GOAT's right front tire is actually starting to wear out. He adopted a rather tighter setup compared to the default Jasper one. Not sure if it's doing him wonders now. It certainly did in practice, but here in the race, I think he's regretting going for a tighter setup. Let's take a look at this next lap time. 33.1, so again, slower than usual. But Elliott consistently lapping 33.6, it seems like, and that's just it's just not fast enough, is it? Tony Stewart for 34-second lap, 33.8, 33.9. Jamie McMurray, Dave Blaney lapping around the same times here, so that gives you something of an idea of the pace of this race. Again, Mark Martin just shipping positions in this race. Obviously, Rusty Wallace has had the better of the battle between his teammates, Ryan Newman diving into turn 3. And yep, that's Johnny Benson and Jeff Gordon past Jeff Green. So everybody watching owes me $2 silver. Oh dear, I clicked out of the window there. So I think these positions are accurate. Let's have a look here. Says that Sterling Marlin's in 14th place. Kerry Earnhardt's having a look on the inside. Ricky Craven, we can't count him out for the battle for 14th spot. No shame in battling for 14th either. Still provides you a decent amount of points in that championship. Boris said fighting Jimmy Johnson. Taking a look at the back of the pack here, there's a lot more two-wide racing. Certainly the cars have spread out at this venture in the race here. That's the GOAT right on Steve Park's ass there. Steve Park's running 39th place. So the GOAT already starting to lap the back markers in this race, not least of which DEI car Steve Park here. Ward Burton about to fall victim as well. Take a look at these lap times. 35.1, 34.9, close to 35. These guys over here consistently lapping a second off the pace. Jack Sprague languishing in last position. Jimmy Spencer, Joe Nemechek, Bobby Labonte not having a very good race here, obviously. Also about to be lapped by the GOAT. Meanwhile, Bill Elliott entering turn 3 as Jack Sprague crosses the start-finish line. Bill Elliott is in the tri-oval, so I think Elliott's going to start managing his way around the lap traffic as well. Tony Stewart, I think, has a ways to go. Jamie McMurray managing 4th spot, so still showing some very good pace in this race. Dave Blaney has 5th. Rusty Wallace fighting John Andretti for 6th position here. Look at Matt Kenseth, who's been following Andretti this whole time, but Rusty Wallace now the major mover in the back of the field there. And Kenseth is not exactly hiding his intentions of getting past Andretti. I think he has the guts and the potential. We'll see how that battle develops. Mark Martin sort of in his own groove now. Jeff Gordon lapping slightly faster than Johnny Benson here, so he might be wanting to make a move very soon. So Boris said running side by side with Jimmy Johnson earlier, but he's managed to make his way out in front. Let's see, I forget what the whole battle for 14th was, but as you can see, it's Ricky Craven in 14th, Jeff Green in 15th, Sterling Marlin in 16th in this race. Jimmy Johnson not giving up on trying to get past Boris Said for 17th position. Into turn 3. Not a good turn for Said. Johnson's going to eat up that position. Sipping on his coffee mixed with Benedictine and brandy. Dale Jr. making a move on Kyle Petty. That's for 20th position, yes? Right. It's not quite stuck for Dale Jr. though, who's under pressure from Elliott Sadler. Has a good run on the outside line, but Jr. diving into turn 3. Nestor about to lap both of them. He's already made his way past Kurt Busch and Todd Bodine, as you can see. Todd Bodine languishing in 24th spot, despite having qualified second in this race. Oh no, my pop filter's falling off. Here's to all the popping it could ever dream of. There's a reason that Pop Secret sponsored the 43 car. As you can see, quite a gap has developed between the cars of Said and Johnson. But it's safe to say that the GOAT is well on his way to lapping both of them. Let's find out where Elliott is. Yeah, I don't think Elliott has had as good a time trying to lap this traffic as the GOAT. He's only made his way past Sprague. As you can see, the cars running at the back of the field. Spencer, Park, Burton, Nemechek. They're still decently out ahead of Elliott. Can't believe I mixed those two names up like that. That's a bit of a Murrayism, if I were ever capable of one. I believe that's Elliott Sadler taking 20th position. Indeed. As you can see, there are presently only 15 cars on the lead lap. Make that 14, because the GOAT has managed to get by fellow RCR car Jeff Green, Ricky Craven, Johnny Benson, Rusty Wallace. I think he's falling behind here. He's been passed by Earnhardt and Gordon. I think he's still looking up for Martin, I suppose. But yeah, Matt Kenseth has been able to make his way past John Andretti. But the top 5 positions, as you can see, have remained basically the same. These people running their own races, basically. Lots of open space between them. Besides some possible shuffling here, I think that we're looking at our final finishing positions for this race as the GOAT laps Craven and Benson. So really it's a race at this point to see who can remain on the lead lap. We're going to have a look at the GOAT here, who takes the white flag at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Gazumping Earnhardt here. If he can get past Gordon, he will have lapped a top 10 finisher. Riding Gordon's rear bumper down the backstretch into turn 3, making the move. Getting ever so close to Martin as well, filing in behind. Can he lap Martin as well? He has done. That is some fine work. The GOAT wins. Oh my days. I did that wrong. Yeah. Let's try that again. Pretend you didn't see. Oh, okay, well. There we go. The GOAT wins at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, much to the chagrin of everybody, not least of which his classmates, his co-workers, his parents and sisters. What an absolutely devastating day for the city of Las Vegas. I don't even think Las Vegas Motor Speedway is in the city of Las Vegas, but I tell you what, Boulder City, Henderson, North Las Vegas even, all the little communities whose position in Las Vegas is nebulous. Communities like Summerlin, Anthem, Enterprise, whatever. Green Valley Ranch, Silverado Ranch. They're all going to be definitely disappointed, I think. Go just steamrolling past everybody. Not sure what kind of games he's playing. Well, actually, we do. He's playing NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Um, yeah, not too eventful a race, I don't think. But let's have a look at the GOAT here, doing his damnedest to bake some donuts. Bake? You bake donuts? I'm sure everybody's seen the process at Krispy Kreme at least once in their lives, gotten a free donut. You haven't done it in a long time, and you hope that the next time you see a Krispy Kreme donuts, you can go inside, watch the masters at work, and get yourself a free original glazed. And then, like my dad, question why they wouldn't be reusing the dough that seems to get dumped onto the sides of the conveyor belt systems and whatnot. So, well, the GOAT's certainly leaving a lot of skid marks and smoke on the front stretch here at Las Vegas. As you can tell, the crowd is just standing still and emotionless, frozen in time. Wow. Well, it looks like the GOAT is going to stop at the start-finish line, get the Grand Marshal's checkered flag and American flag, and he's going to do a Polish victory lap in honor of Alan Kulwicki, of course. It's the GOAT's own trademark at this point. In another life, he was Polish. In another life, he was Filipino. And rather terrifyingly, there are also alternate lives where he was Irish, Croatian, and, strangest of all. What would be strangest of all? Probably Belgian. So yeah, we can take a look, of course, at the qualifying results. I don't even really know why I would do this. Let's go into the wall. Ridiculous. I had a bit of a bad time with the qualify setup, so I only managed to get third. And that gives you an idea. I had really slow laps, but it was still good enough for third. So I think that 90% difficulty really is a bit too low. Maybe the AI drag is a bit much. I haven't tinkered with the AI drag. I did lower the bunching and drafting distance, because I was hoping that would create for some exciting racing right now. But as you could tell if you've watched the race instead of just skipping to the end, I know who you are. You probably saw, yeah, there were a lot of cars that would, had a lot of pace, kept passing, and conversely cars that kept getting passed and falling behind. But yeah, you could see that a lot of the cars ended up spreading out. That's gonna happen anyways. I think that's obviously typical in real life. So yeah, there's that. But we got your results here. The GOAT wins. Average speed 162.37 miles an hour. Bill Elliott takes second. Tony Stewart third. Jamie McMurray fourth. Dave Blaney fifth. Matt Kenseth sixth. John Andretti seventh. And Ryan Newman eighth place. Last of the lead lap finishers. One lap down, you had Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon in 9th and 10th positions. Kerry Earnhardt, Ricky Craven, Johnny Benson, Jeff Green, Jimmy Johnson, Sterling Marlin, Borsett, Elliott Sadler, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Micah Waltrip. Rounding out the top 20. Bottom 20 here. Kurt Busch, Kyle Petty, Robbie Gordon, Ricky Rudd, Todd Bodine, Jeremy Mayfield, Dale Jarrett, Greg Biffle, Casey Mears, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Terry Labonte, Mike Skinner, Kevin Harvick, Bobby Labonte, Joe Nemechek. Joe Nemechek, Ward Burton, Steve Park, Jimmy Spencer, and Jack Sprague. And now the pace car with its very nice looking American flag livery is left alone along with this helicopter. If you look in the distance, is that supposed to be the Luxor? They sure did try, didn't they? Yeah, on the one hand, I think it's rather embarrassing that I can't tell if this is the Luxor or not, but on the other hand, I'd probably be able to identify these buildings in the background, but yeah, it seems like they're missing. I don't know. Well, anyways, that's about it. It's been Hanafuda. It's been a time and a half in honor. Hope you enjoyed this little race, and I'll see you In the next video, oh yes, I most certainly show some muscle until you quit. And yeah, Todd Bodine did lose 23 positions. Off camera, Todd Bodine is engaged in fisticuffs with Tony Stewart in the pits right now. Alright, naturally enough, we got interrupted, which is really annoying, but we're back, as usual. 3 wide to GOAT Gordon and Johnson there. Johnson falling behind a bit. Gordon getting a big push from Sterling Marlin. The number 40 contact with... Oh dear, that's Gordon. And the GOAT spinning. Marlin goes around. Kurt Busch got collected. Doesn't appear to be any more collateral damage. GOAT spinning back onto the racing surface. I think everybody's managing to get by him just fine. Oh dear, I think there was some contact actually with the GOAT and Skinner. That's Gordon onto the inside line, on the apron I mean. And it seems that Kurt Busch managed to get by okay just fine. Same with Sterling Marlin here. Steve Park still in the pits, his day is over obviously, but back over to the race lead, and that's a... Oh dear. Well, it's not Borisset, obviously. It's Casey Mears. There's a bit of a gap between himself and Bill Elliott, but Elliott's catching up right behind, and yeah, that lead isn't lasting for long, isn't it? 4 Dodges in the top 4. John Andretti in 6th, possibly looking at 5th place. Rusty Wallace in 7th right now as well, so yeah, quite a few of the Chevys seem to have taken themselves out. So, looking like Dodge's day so far. Let's pull up the S thing here actually. Take a look at the lap times. Yeah. I don't think there's too much to deduce from those actually. Seems as if things are quieting down. Let's take a look at your running order. Bill Elliott in the lead. Jamie McMurray is 2nd. Johnny Benson's in 3rd. John Andretti in 4th. Rusty Wallace 5th. Jeff Burton 6th so far. That's Andretti and Wallace to the inside. Casey Mears in 7th, I believe. Making a move past Burton and Benson here. I think that's going to work out quite nicely for them. Again, the inside line is king at this racetrack today, but Bill Elliott, looking like the king of Daytona, frankly, leading this race with quite a bit of a gap, and that's McMurray to the outside again, letting John Andretti through. That's quite clearly an issue with the AI, I think. For a bit of a line modifier would switch anything up there. To be honest, the AI pacing, bunching, and drafting distance, those numbers, I lowered each of those by 0.2. You can probably hear my dog barking in the background. So yeah, the racing should be a bit closer. I think that increasing it any more than that, well, decreasing it actually, causes the AI to start crashing into each other. So that's not exactly conducive to good racing. That's the sort of thing that we were having to deal with in the past when I basically did both that and turned off the restrictor plates. So, not exactly good stuff there. Jeff Burton looking on the inside into turn 1. And Andretti sliding to the outside quite clearly. Look at Michael Waltrip there. He has the fastest lap of this race, actually. He's looking in 3rd spot. Goes Dale Jarrett. On the inside as well. Ford's looking a bit more shaken up so far, but that's still Bill Elliott with a comfortable gap between himself and 2nd place. I think he's been maintaining that rather consistently. There's Borisset, who's still in the action. Oh dear, he's getting in Bill Elliott's way there, and Elliott can't move to the inside quickly enough. And that's Jeff Burton who's going to lead this lap. Said getting in Elliott's way, helping out a fellow Ford driver, it seems. But now can Burton eke out a gap? Look at Elliott languishing behind Borisset in that outside line. Absolute disaster for him. He's not going to be pleased with this driver who's at least 1 lap down, definitely. And that said, almost moving to the inside to block off Matt Kenseth as well. Oh, he's just holding up the field. Nobody's going to be very pleased with that, except for Jeff Burton, of course, followed very closely by Michael Waltrip. Here's Bobby Labonte, followed by, oh dear, is there a spin? There's a spin somewhere. Oh, the GOAT and Gordon again? Yeah, who could have seen this coming? Obviously expressing his displeasure with Jeff Gordon in that moment there. So that could possibly also enliven the action. Liven it up. Liven up the action. Here come the leaders. Gordon in the pits. The GOAT remaining on the racetrack. So this is definitely going to make things exciting. Entering turn 1 here, Bobby Labonte, Dale Jr., and Tony Stewart to the inside. The GOAT nearly blocking off Jeff Burton there. He's not going to be pleased about that one bit, but is Burton going to be able to make it past? Doesn't seem like much of a problem there. GOAT has the outside line, blocking off DEI driver Michael Waltrip. I don't think that's good for him. Bobby Labonte looking on the inside. All depends on where Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart stick, and that's on the inside line, Jeff Burton. No support, and he's going to lose the lead. Lots of lead changes this race, and again, I think that's pretty much down to the AI, moving to the outside line, which just is not a good idea. Look at Dale Jr. moving to the outside there. Not having a good time. Yeah, that does not seem correct in the slightest. Just going off the GOAT. Let's have a look here. Still in the contest, it seems like, but he's definitely making things a little bit difficult for everybody left on the racetrack here. Martin moves to the inside. Bit of contact with Dale Jarrett. He goes spinning. Martin gets collected. Manages to keep his cool. He's still in the action. And the GOAT is spinning into the grass in the tri-oval. Hopefully that's the last we see of him. Oh, both of his front tires have gone. He's going to have to get towed back to the pits. So who's in the lead now? Tony Stewart, as you can see, Jeff Burton, Bobby Labonte, and Dale Jr. Must have picked that outside line because it's, yeah, they are nowhere near the front anymore. Tony Stewart has the lead. He's followed by Jimmy Johnson. John Andretti's still up in the action. Look at Bill Elliott. He hasn't. He's managed to make his way all the way back up to the top 5 almost. Matt Kenseth as well. Kerry Earnhardt. In fact, a lot of these guys were up at the front of the field at the beginning of the race. Tony Stewart takes the white flag at Daytona under the lights. He's got one more lap, and he can't afford to take that outside line. Look at Jimmy Johnson. He was in second a moment ago, but it looks like once this is all said and done, he'll probably end up in 7th. Oh dear. Not looking good for him in the slightest. Mike Skinner, lapped car, had contact with the GOAT as he was spinning on the rear, on the back straight. So he must have gone into the pits, and now he's a slow car. Matt Kenseth following Tony Stewart. I don't think it's going to be enough. Check it out. Tony Stewart's going to win at Daytona. That was kind of boring, wasn't it? Yep. Ricky Rudd entering the racetrack once more. Oh, the green flag. The checkered flag, I should say. It's already fallen. Tony Stewart wins the race. Matt Kenseth finishes 2nd, Rusty Wallace 3rd, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 4th, Johnny Benson 5th, Greg Biffle 6th, Jeff Burton 7th, Bobby Labonte 8th, John Andretti 9th, and Kerry Earnhardt rounds out the top 10. Terry Labonte, Jimmy Johnson, Bill Elliott, Jamie McMurray, Michael Waltrip, Elliott Sadler, Ryan Newman, Mark Martin, Dave Blaney, and Casey Mears rounding out the top 20. Your bottom finishers: Dale Jarrett, Ricky Craven, Kyle Petty, Ward Burton, Jeff Green, Robbie Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Jeremy Mayfield, Jimmy Spencer, Sterling Marlin, Jack Sprague, and Kurt Busch. Last of the lead lap finishers, Ricky Rudd and Mike Skinner, were both a lap down, along with Boris said the GOAT was 2 laps down. Jeff Gordon retired after being taken out twice by the GOAT. And of course we saw that accident with Nemechek, Bodine, and Park, which was not a very pretty sight. So, that's that. Tony Stewart ekes out a win at Daytona night for him. Yeah, again, maybe not that exciting of a race. Hopefully the action is a little more intense and engaging when you've got your racers, including yourself possibly, duking it out for the race win. Might have to tinker with the AI actually and see if we can sort of get rid of this problem that we're having here with the AI, moving to the inside line, not the inside line, the outside line, and just falling behind. It's really silly, really dumb. Perhaps it's somewhat realistic. Obviously, I kind of got caught up in that as well. But that's probably just because I'm, still a bit out of practice at Daytona. Not that I really had much practice at the super speedways, to be honest. But yeah, that's about it. I think that this is probably the last video we need to put in before the series begins in earnest. There's still 7 spots left. I'm really sorry, by the way, if you can hear my dog barking downstairs. She's 8 months old, really needy. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Again, there's 7 spots left at the time of recording. So yeah, there's still a chance for some people to get in some cars. A lot of people have only been taking 1 or 2, which is a bit surprising. Of course, I ask each one, oh, you can take a 2nd or 3rd if you want. But they say that they're content with 1 or 2, so, if you want to take 3 cars, I suppose you could. But, yeah. That's about it. It's been Hanafuda. It's been a time and a half in honor. And I will see you in the next video.